Hello, Maverick traders. Welcome out to your currency recap for April 14th. Corey here with you. We're going to take you through meaningful news in the markets. We're going to talk about what's heating up and what's cooling off. Some calmness after what has been a very stormy, bumpy ride in the markets. And as always, we're going to highlight our very best ideas.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional Forex and crypto traders. Maverick Currencies is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional Forex and currency trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
All right, we're going to dig into markets, but before we do that, last reminder, if you want to join the Maverick Summit, it is getting late to sign up. It is April 26th and 27th in Las Vegas. You're going to want to be there, be able to meet other Maverick traders, meet us in person, have a fun time, and learn more about the market. So if you're on the fence, it's now or never. Now, as we talk about markets, what has been happening is more of this tariff news coming at us in bits and pieces. And over the weekend, there was this news story that broke that, well, there would be exemptions for tech products, that chips and phones and computers would not be tariffed. And then President Trump said, no, not so fast. We are going to continue to do that. And so there's a lot of debate, a lot of question marks, a lot of wondering about tariffs, and that's just going to continue to be the theme. Remember, like we've said, for the next few weeks, you're just going to hear more bits and pieces coming in, and there will be volatility around that. Gold, I suspect, is showing some signs of exhaustion, as you can see from the chart, as we've been making these new highs. Look at how volume has exploded. Where's this volume coming from? I suspect the general public is getting more involved, and the professionals are taking some chips off the table. So as something heats up in the news, that's not usually where you want to be piling in aggressively. I suspect it'll be a little exhausted, kind of consolidate, correct, have a little shakeout for a couple of weeks, and then you could look to get back in. Now, as we look at performance, a pretty quiet day. Pound and Kiwi the stronger, CAD, Euro on the weaker end of things. If we look at the S&P and international markets, they were each up just shy of 1%. Crypto was flat, gold down 0.5%, oil up very slightly. But again, this is pretty quiet from what we had been seeing. In crypto, only Bitcoin Cash was really the big underperformer and brings it down to kind of an equilibrium point. So as we look at equities, really just bearish on all fronts. We're below the 20, we're below the 50, and downward sloping. We're in a correction, a little bit of a bounce. One would anticipate that maybe we'll bounce up into this prior support, 5,500, act as new resistance, right? The old floor becomes the new ceiling. I always teach support and resistance as more of like a big mattress or a trampoline or something like that. There's some give, so I suspect we'll squish up into here and then come back down. If you use it too much as though it's like concrete, I think it does you a disservice. Oftentimes there's a push up into it to kind of test it, to trigger stop losses, to shake some people out, maybe create a bull trap up here where the bulls get sucked in and then it goes and wipes out to the downside. So I suspect we'll do that. I think we'll push up above 5,500, really suck in some of those buyers and do some of that short squeeze and all those things they like to do in a bear market. And then we will ultimately resolve to the downside, would be my estimation of where things go. As we look at what's on tap for this week, CPI for Canada out tomorrow, CPI in the UK out on Wednesday, along with retail sales here in the US. The Bank of Canada will have a monetary policy report. They are not expected to change rates. We've got Fed Chair Powell speaking on Wednesday as well. Later that night, employment out of Australia, and then the ECB will come out with its own central bank meeting, they are expected to cut by 25 basis points. So, two major central bank meetings. If you're playing CAD or you're playing Euro, be aware that Wednesday and Thursday are those meetings. And again, Europe, the ECB is expected to cut rates by 25 basis points. Now, that brings us to our analysis of velocity. Remember, anything within that one bound is really not all that exciting from a volatility standpoint. CAD is the weakest currency. The Kiwi is the strongest. So if you play the New Zealand dollar higher, CAD lower, those are really the only two with any what I would call even a bit of velocity. And we're stretching a little bit here, maybe within these charts. So you can see the CAD is on a sell signal, downward slope, downward sloping. So certainly the CAD looks weaker. Now, one could say that, well, maybe we're just still within this trading range, right? We haven't even taken out these lows and such, but clearly the CAD at least has some of that downward pressure and downward momentum. So CAD as a short is worth looking at. And then the Kiwi, almost the exact inverse. Upward sloping, buy signals, upward sloping. But again, this one hasn't taken out resistance. So we're not at new highs. Perhaps we're just stuck in a range. You'd really like to see a move up and out from here. Kiwi looks nice in that we're getting a high base. This is a 4-hour time period. So Kiwi, if you're trading the New Zealand dollar higher, it looks like certainly the best currency to do so. So maybe even matching those two up, looking for Kiwi on the long side, CAD on the short side. So in conclusion, there's not a lot of volatility right now, right at this moment. That's okay. It'll come and go over the next few weeks. We've got the Bank of Canada meeting on Wednesday. We've got the ECB on Thursday. Keep playing that relative strength, relative weakness, and go where the momentum is. Hope you enjoyed the currency recap. We'll see you next time.